Very good morning, students. This is the video on the internal structure of the medulla. In the last video, we learned the internal structure of medulla at the lowermost level. And there we discuss also that the internal structure of the medulla can be learned at three different levels. The first level was at the level of the pyramidal decussation. Okay. Now we are going to learn the second level of the section of the medulla, which is at the level of the sensory decussation. Deep inside, at this level, the sensory decussation is located, and this passes from the lowermost part of the junctional point between the closed and the open part of the medulla. That means from the lowermost part of that of the fourth ventricle, this point, okay, passing through that of the fasciculus gracile and cuneate tubercles, okay, create. If we see this section passing on the ventral aspect, then we will see that it is passing by touching the lowermost part of the olive, okay. So this is the second section where we are going to learn the internal structure. In the first section, which was at the pyramidal decussation, we have seen that the pyramidal fibers, they were decussating and were forming what is called as the lateral corticospinal tract, and the remaining fibers were going as the internal corticospinal tract. Okay, from this level we will go up at the second level, okay, at a higher level where there is the sensory decussation is located. Let us see this diagram. And in this diagram, which is a transverse section of medulla at the level of sensory decussation, the decussation which is taking place here in front of the central gray mass is the sensory decussation. And this we will learn in two different aspects. First, I will tell you about the changes of the which has taken place and the arrangement of the gray matter. Then we will learn about the changes which have taken place in the white matter, and we will learn the arrangement of the white matter. By seeing this diagram and comparing to this diagram which was at a lower level of the pyramidal decussation, you can note that there is a vast difference, okay. Extensive changes have taken place both in the gray as well as the arrangement of that of the white matter, okay. Let us come first to the arrangement of the gray matter, and here let us see from posterior, we will trace towards the anterior side. You can see here two isolated masses of the gray matter, and these are the nuclei of the gracilis and cuneatus. So these are gracile and cuneate nuclei. Now this posterior to this cuneate nucleus, posterolateral, there is a small nucleus is also seen, and this is called as accessory cuneate nucleus. So this is the nucleus gracilis, and this is the nucleus cuneatus, and this is the accessory cuneate nuclei. Accessory cuneate nucleus. So these are the three nucleus. Now if you compare to that of the lower segment, lower section, here was the gracile and cuneate nuclei. It was just the projection from the central gray mass, and now this nuclei, they had started forming at a lower level. Now they got detached from the central gray mass, and they are forming the separate nuclei, okay, as a separate gray mass. So nucleus gracilis, nucleus cuneatus, and accessory cuneate nuclei, these nuclei are new at this level, at a higher level. Let us see the nucleus of the spinal tract of the trigeminal nerve. See this nucleus? This is the nucleus of the spinal tract of the trigeminal nerve, which in the lower level was just here as the nucleus of the spinal tract of the trigeminal nerve, and it tracks and they were just continuation upward of the substantia gelatinosa. Okay, they were, but here they become very large. Okay, nucleus has become very large. This is the nucleus of the spinal tract of the trigeminal, which lies just lateral, okay, anterolateral, okay, in direction of the nucleus of the cuneatus. Okay, and this is covered by its own tract. Okay, this is the tract of the nucleus of the trigeminal now. Okay, let us come to the inferior olivary nucleus. You can see this crumpled shaped gray mass, and this is the inferior lowermost part of the inferior olivary nucleus. As I said that if we see this section, level of this section from the ventral aspect, it will be touching to the lower end of the olive, okay, on the external surface, and that's the reason why this mass of the gray matter, which is called as the inferior olivary nucleus, has started appearing, which will appear in a much better way in the upper section, uppermost section, right? So this is the inferior olivary nucleus, okay, in inferior olivary nucleus, and this was the nucleus of spinal tract of trigeminal nerve, the fifth nerve, trigeminal nerve. So this was the nucleus of spinal tract of trigeminal, and this is the inferior olivary nucleus. Then there is another nucleus place here. In this is place within the reticular formation, which I have represented by the gray matter, that is the nuclei or nerve neurons. It is a scattered mass of the nerve cells and the nerve fibers, that is the reticular formation on either side. And in this reticular formation, this is the presence of a nucleus, and this nucleus is the nucleus ambiguous. This is called as nucleus ambiguous. Nucleus ambiguous. This is called as nucleus ambiguous in the reticular formation. So I will label this network as a reticular formation, and this reticular formation extends throughout the brain stem. Okay, throughout the brain stem. Right. Then come to the another nucleus, what is called as the arcade nucleus, and this is present on the anterior aspect of the pyramid. This pink mass is the indicating that these are motor fibers going downward in the pyramid, corticospinal, and on its anterior medial aspect close to the fissure, this is the presence of the arcuate nucleus on either side, right side, and arcuate nucleus. Okay, this is the arcuate nucleus. Okay, this has completed all the gray masses on the periphery. Let us come to the gray mass which is present here in the center, surrounding to that of the central canal. This is the central canal, and this mass is the central gray mass, which was a large mass in the lower section, okay, at the level of pyramidal decussation. This central mass has reduced to a area of the gray matter surrounding to the central canal only. So this is the gray mass which is surrounding to the central canal. So it is the central gray matter, and within this central gray matter various nuclei are seen. Okay, they are most medially close to the median plane. This nucleus is the 12th cranial nerve nucleus. 12th means hypoglossal. This is the nucleus, motor nucleus, hypoglossal nerve nucleus. And then just posterolateral to it, it is the dorsal nucleus of the vagus, that is the 10th cranial nerve. So I am not writing the name, you just write down the dorsal nucleus of vagus. And just posterior to this is the nucleus of tractus solitarius. Nucleus of tractus solitarius or nucleus of solitary tract. You can also call it nucleus of solitary tract, okay, or nucleus of tractus solitarius. So three important nuclei, they are located within the central gray mass. Now, after completing the arrangement of this gray matter within the section which is passing through the level of great sensory decussation, let us come to the white matter arrangement. Okay, now if you see this white matter here, let us start again from posterior. We will go towards the anterior side. This is the blue color I have shown it is sensory fibers bundle which are coming from below. Below means it is coming as fasciculus gracilis, and this fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus at lower level. Now they have become thinned out because these fibers are ending into the nucleus gracilis and nucleus cuneatus. Okay, so they will end into the, so this is the remaining part or the terminal part, very thin part of the fasciculus gracilis, and this is fasciculus cuneatus, okay, covering to their respective nuclei, because they are sending their terminal end to synapse with the second order neuron here, okay, that is the gracile and cuneate nuclei neuron, and their axon will arise from here, and this axon, they are the fibers, okay, and just note down that the fibers which will arise from this gracile nucleus, they will just wind round by the side of the central gray matter, will cross to the midline and will end here into a tract which is the beginning of the tract, and this tract is called as the medial lemniscus. This is called as medial lemniscus on either side of the midline, posterior to the pyramid, posterior to the presence. So this is called as medial lemniscus. Lemniscus, okay, lemniscus are the sensory fibers, okay, the proprioceptive sensory fibers which will go to the level of consciousness through the thalamus. That means they will go to the first to the thalamus and then they will go to the cerebral cortex. These fibers which are in the similar way the gracile and cuneate nuclei, they will send their fibers to form the ascending medial lemniscus, okay, ascending medial lemniscus, and these fibers which are taking origin from the gracile and cuneate nuclei will cross to the opposite side, okay, and these fibers, they are known as, which are take part in the formation of a decussation in front of the central gray mass, is called as the sensory decussation. So this decussation which is taking place, I will write here sensory decussation or great sensory decussation. So this is sensory decussation which is taking place here, okay, and then they will form the, and these fibers which have crossed to the opposite side, then they will ascend upward as the medial lemniscus on either side of the median plane. In the upper portion, upper half or in the upper segment or upper section, we will see that this medial lemniscus, they will come very close to the median plane, very close to the. So internal arcuate fiber, the sensory decussation, and then medial lemniscus. Okay, this is the sequence in which the medial lemniscus is formed. Okay, medial lemniscus is formed. So now after this, let us come to another aspect of the white matter, okay, and that is the medial longitudinal bundle. This small bundle which you are seeing here is medial longitudinal bundle. I will just write down here MLB, means medial longitudinal bundle on either side of the median plane, okay, and this lies here posterior to that of the, here you can see this is lying posterior to that of the medial lemniscus, okay, it is lying posterior to, but it is lying anterior to this hypoglossal nucleus in this section, but this medial longitudinal bundle is seen throughout the brain stem. Okay, it is seen throughout. And this medial longitudinal bundle as such consists of ascending and descending tract. Okay, but mostly it is motor in nature. Okay, fibers, and these fibers, they are involved in the connection of the various motor and sensory nuclei, of course. Various cranial nerve nuclei, especially the cranial nerve nucleus third, the fourth, the sixth, and that of the eighth cranial nerve nuclei, they are interconnected with each other with the help of the medial longitudinal bundle, and this bundle will keep its position same throughout the brain stem. Okay, so this is another white fiber here. After this internal arcuate fibers and the sensory decussation and medial lemniscus, let us come to another white matter tract, that is the spinal tract of the trigeminal nerve. I have already told you that this is the nucleus of the spinal tract of the trigeminal nerve, which is an upward continuation of substantia gelatinosa of the spinal cord, and it has become very large. Okay, and on its lateral aspect there is a tract is present, and this tract is nothing but the tract of the spinal nucleus. Okay, so this is the spinal nucleus and its tract. That means fibers are coming and ending into this tract. Okay, I mean say ending in this nucleus. Okay, in this nucleus. So this is the spinal tract of the trigeminal nerve, and as I said, it lies superficial to the nucleus of the spinal tract of the trigeminal nerve, and this may project onto the surface. Excuse me. Now let us come to another white matter tract, and it is anterior and posterior spinocerebellar tract. Okay, I will just write here. This is the anterior spinocerebellar tract, and this is the posterior spinocerebellar tract, PSCT, posterior. So it is anterior on either side. Anterior and posterior spinocerebellar tract is here. Now these tracts are bringing the proprioceptive impulses, or just similar to that of this tract of fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus. They are both carrying the same sensation, but this tract was conscious tract here because it will end into the cerebral cortex, but this will go into the cerebellum. So this is the unconscious proprioceptive sensation going from medial and posterior spinocerebellar tract. They are on the same position as they were in the previous diagram here. Okay, and in the spinal cord also they were present at the same level. So this is anterior and posterior spinocerebellar tract. They are at the same place. Okay, then let us see another tract here, and this is a little deeply situated, and this is called as the lateral spinothalamic tract. Okay, where shall I write? I will write it here only. Lateral spinothalamic tract, lateral spinothalamic, which was already there here, coming from spinal cord to the lowermost part of the medulla, and this was the lateral spinothalamic tract. And this lateral spinothalamic tract carries the pain, touch and temperature fibers from the body to the thalamus, okay, to be relayed ultimately into the postcentral gyrus or sensory cortex of the cerebral hemisphere. So this is the lateral spinothalamic tract maintaining its position here only. Okay, so this was lateral spinothalamic tract. Next is the reticular formation, and this reticular formation is nothing but it is a network of the scattered neurons or nocelles and the fibers, network of fibers. This is called as reticular formation, in which we have seen the presence of nucleus ambiguus. And this nucleus ambiguus is a motor nucleus, as we will learn later, okay, which will go to the muscles of the head and neck region. Now this reticular formation will be seen at all the levels of the this brain stem. That means in the medulla, the pons, and the midbrain medulla. So this is a section, transverse section of medulla at the level of the sensory decussation, and you have noted that there are lot of changes have taken place if you compare to the lower level where this pyramidal decussation was taking place. Okay, the gray matter and white matter, now they are different here. Arrangement is different. In the next video, we will learn the uppermost section of medulla to understand the internal structure of the medulla. Okay, now in this white matter, I have forgot to mention that this is the descending corticospinal tract, and it is arranged in the form of the pyramid. So this is pyramid, okay, and just below this level there will take place the pyramidal decussation, okay, pyramidal decussation. So this is the prominent motor fibers which are going beside the medial longitudinal bundle. Otherwise most of the fibers, they are in blue color. It means they are sensory fibers, they are sensory. So this is the pyramid which we have seen that this section is going through here, okay, in the ventral aspect pyramid, just touching to the lower end of the olive. So these bulging masses are the pyramid, okay, which fibers are going downward. Thank you very much for just watching this video on the second section of the medulla.